Hi everyone, my name is Tony Steeman and I'm a senior sourcing recruiter at Pinstripe Talent. And today I want to talk to you about finding your passion within the recruiting industry. Finding your passion is something that's near and dear to my heart. I truly believe in it. I want to be completely passionate about what I'm doing in my job so that I can be fully beneficial for my company and my client. Now, when I started in the RPO or recruitment process outsourcing industry over 5 years ago, I remember I was spending 8 hours a day doing phone screens. And that didn't last for long because I wasn't excited about doing phone screens and I wasn't willing to settle for just sitting there being on the phone all day when I wasn't passionate about it. So I began to seek out other parts of the industry, and one of the great things about the RPO industry is that there's so many facets to be involved in. If you love IT, you can be involved in IT. If you love marketing or administrative or executive leadership or sourcing or full cycle recruiting, I mean really, if you're in this industry, there's a ton of things to be involved in and a ton of things and opportunities for you to be passionate about. And so for me, I kept looking and I found out about sourcing. Now, sourcing at its very basic level is candidate generation for your clients, figuring out the best ways to find the candidates that you need to fit the positions that you have open. Now, to some people, the idea of sourcing all day is really boring, and I've heard people say that before. I don't know how people source all day. It sounds so boring. But for me, it was the perfect niche. It combined the use of technology because I'm a tech junkie. I love being on the web all day. It also combined the opportunity to be a support person. I love to support other recruiters and make them successful. It also allowed me to do some training and some mentoring, which I really enjoy, and just to learn some new skills. And really there's tons of other things I love about sourcing, but for me it was that perfect niche, and I became really passionate about it. And the point is that sourcing has just allowed me to be passionate within the industry. And since I began sourcing full-time, I totally believe that I've become a better asset to my company and to my client, and I've helped make everyone more successful because of it. Now, how did I get into a place where I could be totally passionate about what I do and in the job that I have? And well, there's a couple factors. First of all, you have to have a great company to back you and to support your efforts and what you want to be passionate about. And that's why I love Pinstripe, first of all, because my favorite story is when I got hired at Pinstripe. I actually interviewed for 2 full cycle recruiting positions, and I continued to get phone calls after both that interviews from the people that had interviewed me, and they said, you know, Tony, we had a really great conversation with you. We think you're a great person and a great candidate, but the reality is we're not going to hire you for these positions because you're not passionate about full cycle recruiting. And immediately that made me respect Pinstripe, because they weren't willing just to put me in a position because they had an opening. And they said, you know, we've kicked around the idea of creating a full-time sourcing role. If we ever do that, we'll give you a call back. Well, 4 days later, I got a call back, and they said that they had opened one with one of their clients, and they wanted to take a shot at a full-time sourcing person, and so they hired me, and I was really excited about that. So the first thing is you have to have a company that believes in you and believes in what you're passionate about, and for me that has been Pinstripe. The next thing you have to do is to work hard across the board. Although I love sourcing, although it challenges me to be creative and it often provides new challenges, sometimes it's monotonous, sometimes it's repetitive. And you have to be willing to work hard even when your passions aren't being fully tapped into. And so one of the things I encourage you to do is just be completely sold out to work hard and to serve your client and to serve your company across the board, even when your passions aren't being lived out. And I promise those passions will come to the service eventually. And then the third and final thing, at least for me, is that you have to know your passions and you have to go for it. If I would have sat there and not said anything while I was doing phone screens all day, I would have just become another kind of clog in the machine in my mindset. I need to be always showing people what I can do, and I need to be always seeking those passions. And so you need to do some self-evaluation and ask yourself, what am I passionate about in the recruiting industry? What's going to get me excited about coming to work every day? For me, that was sourcing. Whatever it is for you, pursue that with everything that you are, and be willing to serve people and have a good positive attitude across the board. When you do that, your passions will be tapped into and your company will want to utilize your passions. Well, this has been Tony Steeman, and this is the first video blog I'm doing for Pinstripe Talent. And I want to thank you for joining me today. Please click on the annotation here and subscribe to Pinstripe's YouTube channel, and stay tuned as I am poised to bring some more video blogs your way.